Hello, Zen Gang. I got a tip yesterday that dedicated drops are highly increased while in offline mode, basically because the hotfix is not on. So today I will be testing that for you guys, and we'll see what happens. If you are not in the Discord yet, please go join it. It is in the comment section below. Discord is a social media kind of app for gamers where we can all talk and chat. Have a good time. It's either on phone or PC, so feel free to join no matter what you are on. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. I make videos nearly every single day, and let's get into this dedicated drop test. Alright, we will be farming Gigamind for today, and we will be counting his dedicated drops. Let's get into it. Weird going from Zane to Amara. Used to such a fast fire rate on this Cutsman. There we go, that is the first kill. Looks like there's two legendaries, and neither were dedicated. Alright, 10th kill coming right up. So far we're at 12 legendaries. One was dedicated. Tenth kill. And now we just got the Krakatoa. That makes one legendary. So that makes 10 kills, 13 legendaries, and one was dedicated. Alright, 20th kill coming right up on Gigamind. Pretty easy kill with Amara driver on my electric Bugatti. That makes two legendaries. Any dedicated? 0 were dedicated. So that makes 20 kills, 32 legendaries, 4 were dedicated. Alright, here comes kill number 30 on the Gigamind. Gigamind is a very rare hunt. One does not simply 2-mag a Gigamind. Alright, pow. No legendaries. Alright, so that makes 30 kills, 45 legendaries, and 5 were dedicated. Let's go over all of this data. Oh yeah, by the way, did everybody know there was a chest here? I literally just found this 2 kills ago and my chat laughed at me. How many people didn't know there was a chest here? Alright, here's the data we have at the end of this test I did today. I had some friends help me again too. Shout out to Stereo and Trev for getting me some data here. Stereo ran Kilovolt twice with the same bracket, and Trev ran Mouthpiece once in the same bracket. So when I ran Gigamind in offline mode, I did 30 kills, got 45 legendaries, and 5 were dedicated drops. We have a lot to go over. I'll just keep moving on. When Stereo ran his first Kilovolt run, he got 7 dedicated drops. When Stereo ran his second Kilovolt run, he got 6 dedicated drops. And then when Trev ran his 30 Mouthpiece kills, he got 8 dedicated drops. Now here's what we need to talk about. There are 3 brackets of legendaries that drop in the game, okay? There are world drop legendaries where they could drop from any lootable source in the game. There are dedicated drop legendaries, which is the new thing where like the Cutsman drops from Borman Nates, the Transformer drops from Kilovolt, and so on, so on. Every legendary has a lootable source now. Like this source will drop it more often. That is dedicated loot. And then the very last bracket is called specific loot. Specific loot is where it only drops from one source. Okay. Example being the Smart Mine drops from Gigamind, the 9-volt drops from Kilovolt, and the Mind Killer drops from Mouthpiece. And then also things like the Queen and King's Call drops from Tyrene. Those are specific loot drops. They only drop from one specific source. Now, this used to be relevant when the game first released. It's not exactly relevant now. Specific loot isn't, because it's kind of the same thing as dedicated now. I think they became mixed together and became the same thing. I'll explain that a little bit more. So back in the day, specific loot, I believe, dropped at probably roughly around 10% drop rate, maybe high, maybe around 20% drop rate. You'd see a Smart Mines very often from Gigamind. It only took me like 3 or 4 kills to get Smart Mines to spawn from Gigamind back in the day. Mouthpiece, it only took like less than 10 kills to see a Mind Killer. Every time I farmed 1 kilovolt, I'd see 9 volts all the time. In 30 kill brackets, I'd probably see 6 9 volts, which is pretty good. So this is the rate of specific drops. Now, this is why I even tested this today, because I believe that specific drops went back to the original state rather than having the dedicated drop increase that the hotfix did, because there was a hotfix obviously a while back. Well, it might have been a patch or hotfix, I don't know. There was an update at one point in time that brought the dedicated loot out, right? And that brought out the loot tables where all these legendaries could drop from these sources with increased chance. Well, when that dropped, it seemed like specific loot just rolled into dedicated loot and had a way worse drop rate. So I was thinking, well, maybe with going to offline mode and taking the hot fixes off, it would swap it back to the old specific drop rate. That's the only reason I tested this today, and I would say that is invalid. I don't think that's true. And even if it was, anointed drop rate is so terrible offline. Out of 45 of these legendaries, there was 1 anointed. I saw 1 single anointed legendary. And then from the other 3 tests that my friends helped me with, they said there was 1 anointed dedicated drop out of all of these, which is extremely low and just not worth it. The anointed rate online is way better. But still, I did not see 1 single smart gun from Gigamind, which is crazy. Now, the other guys got completely different results, but for me, out of my 30 kills, those 5 dedicated, 1 was a red card and 4 were health shocks. Which means that the theory I had for specific drop rate being up is invalid. I would say, just from this little test I did. And again, even if it was valid, it's not that important because of anointed rate being low. You don't really want this specific drop not anointed anyway. With the kilovolt farm on both of those, so the first test, he got 7 9 volts. The second test, he got 5 9 volts and 1 transformer. So he did get the old 9 volt drop chance, which is strange to me. I'm not sure if he would get the same thing online. It would be fun to test it online and compare it. But his results were completely different, and then Mouthpiece's results were also completely different, where he got 7 Mind Killers and 1 Nemesis. So they got the old specific drop rate, kind of, but I'm not sure if they just dropped that much on online mode normally. But again, I mean, even if it went back to its old state with specific drop rate, it's not worth it because the anointed rate is so low. And, I mean, you're farming kilovolt nowadays for transformers anyways, and I don't think that's going to drop in offline mode. And even if it does, that means that you're wasting your time in offline because dedicated is rolled into it. So the last thing I need to say on this is basically I wouldn't farm offline. I would stay online and farm your dedicated loot if you're going to farm dedicated loot, but I don't like dedicated loot to begin with. I would just go farm my world bosses. But if you're trying for specific loot like 9 volts, mind killers, and smart guns here, still farm them online, because when they do drop, they're more than likely going to be anointed, rather than when I was farming offline, they're not going to be anointed. So I would stay online. Sadly, this didn't come to be true. I kind of wished it did, because it would make farming for some stuff a little bit easier, like Siderax and Queens and Kings calls. But nope, sadly, it is not valid. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you have not yet, subscribe to the Zang Gang. I make videos every single day. Leave me a comment about how you felt about today's video. I know some people are going to be like, you know, maybe it is worth farming. And if you feel that way, then feel free to. I'm just giving you my input on it, and that's what I think most of you are here for. But thank you for watching this video. Here are 2 more videos I do suggest you to watch. I will see you guys in the next one. Spikes out.